this year?
I think Donovan Peoples-Jones is playing outstanding, and I think his preparation has been a big part of that. He's worked extremely hard to do the little things right consistently, and I'm very proud of the way he's played. I think that he has really shown up in contested balls. He's been very consistent in catching the ball in traffic or some of the difficult catches. So can't say enough about how he's played, but I think how he's played's had a lot to do with his overall preparation being outstanding.
What were your thoughts on the Amari call from the last game?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things in that game that we looked at, and as a coaching staff, you always go back on things to say, hey, what can we do better? And we've really moved on for the most part. I mean, I don't, we've moved on that play. There were so many other things during the course of the game that as a coach that I had to, either correct or reinforce on some things that we did positively that I really haven't spent a lot of time even looking back on that play or, just we've moved forward. We really have.
I know you guys use three wides plenty, and Coach Stefanski said if you guys do more of that this week because of your tight end situation, it's not a big deal. But what kind of adjustment is it for your guys if they are called on to be out there a lot more than normal?
Yeah, one of the things that we always encourage the wide receivers to do is to really learn the information conceptually, to understand that they need to be big picture learning in terms of the game plan. So whether it's a tight end lined up there or it's a receiver lined up there in those specific spots, we need to be prepared to be ready to line up in all the spots across the board. So I think that, whenever you use multiple receivers, it's important for those guys that they know exactly what to do at every spot. And, we're very fortunate here with our wide receivers that we have a good group of guys in terms of their overall preparation, and they're very intelligent. They want to get it right. They work very hard. So when we do have to use multiple receivers, we feel very confident that they're going to go in there, know what to do, and be able to execute.
Is it any more challenging because that third guy's going to be a young guy? Play the whole bunch?
Yeah, I don't see it as a challenge because of youth. I see it as a great opportunity. I really do. I'm very excited about our receiver room in general, and it goes back to I'm just so encouraged by the way they work and the way they conduct business. And Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones have been leaders in our room to be able to set a standard of overall preparation. So I'm confident when we get some guys that go in there that maybe haven't gone in there as much as Amari and Donovan have, that we're going to get a good level of execution because I've seen their preparation and their work ethic every day, and I'm proud of the way that group has worked this season.
How have you seen David Bell progress so far?
Yeah, David Bell's progressed. I think that when you're a rookie at any position in this league, there's things that you continue to improve on, and what we've talked to David about is the most important thing is that we have something every day to improve on. Small details. He's done that. He's also a person who's done a tremendous job of his preparation. I mean, he's very attentive in meetings. He's very conscientious to try to get the things right. So as long as he keeps doing that, he'll continue to progress.
Woods has played the last couple of weeks. What have you seen out of him, and just in terms of getting more comfortable each time out there?
Yeah, Mike, along with the other rookies that we have in the room, he's worked so hard to try to get out there and have an opportunity. And I know that Mike has prepared well in the meeting room. He's really done a good job of working very hard. When he wasn't, on, let's call it the varsity, he was working extremely hard on our practice squad and on our scout teams, not our practice squad, but our scout teams, to be able to be in a position to have an increased role. And he's done that, and I'm really excited about, him moving forward just because he's worked really hard for the opportunity.
What does Anthony Schwartz need to do to kind of get back on the field and get back in a game?
Yeah, Anthony's somebody that brings a lot of, great work ethic. He's very intelligent. Obviously, he's got a skill set. He can really run and those things. And Anthony is continued to be that guy. He's continued to work hard through some of his adversities. And I'm proud of the way that he has worked. I'm proud of the way that he has, dealt with maybe some of the challenges. I think all players have some form of challenges along the way. He's not the first person that has been inactive for a game. He was last week, but we're moving forward with him. I think the most important thing is just to continue to work hard as he's done, and I'm just proud of the way that he's handled everything.
How's his confidence?
I think that, you'd have to ask Anthony about that. I certainly haven't seen anything on the field right now, on the practice field, that's led me to believe that he has lack of confidence, because he's had a great week of practice. He's caught the ball well. He's played fast. He knows what to do. So, that might be a question for him on confidence, but I sure as a coach haven't seen that this week at practice, that he has lack of, because he's had a really good week of practice.
Do you feel like, he has the skill set, the speed, and all the other things that he needs to succeed in this league? Do you still see a bright future for him?
Yeah, I do. I still really am excited about the future of Anthony. I think, he's somebody that we've worked extremely hard to get out there on the field and to be consistent, and he has worked extremely hard in trying to do so. And I just think that, if he continues to do that, he'll have an opportunity to go out there and show that skill set that he has.
Jim, we asked you this in the spring, but now that you've had Amari for months, could you just speak to his overall, what you appreciate and how he makes everybody in that room better?
Yeah, with Amari Cooper, I appreciate the player, but I appreciate the person even more. He brings just a high character to the room. It's a very strong room that way. I mean, we have really a good group of guys in the receiver room. But his overall preparation, they've learned from him on how to prepare. He does an outstanding job of studying the defense that he's going versus. He's very detailed in what he tries to do. I can't say enough about his work ethic. Can't say enough about his just overall character, and he's a team guy. I think that's the biggest thing with Amari, is that he puts the team first, and all he cares about is winning, and that's the truth. So that's what's most important to him, and that's what I appreciate probably most about him, is that he is team first.
Put some of that stuff behind you, but on a couple of occasions this season, Amari has just openly owned a couple of different things, like initially in the first game that he did something wrong on the spike play, and then in this past game he basically said, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have pushed off. So how does that kind of set the tone for the room, or maybe even others on the team, to sort of, hey, if something doesn't go right, it's okay to own it?
Yeah, Amari's always been outstanding about owning things that he can do better and trying to get better on those things. And I think that's something that's really important for our group to learn from, is look at him as a veteran leader and say, hey, he's humble enough to say, I need to be better in certain areas, regardless of what those areas. It could be run blocking, releases at the line of scrimmage, whatever it is. I think he's done a good job of owning those things and trying to correct, because I think that all players have something they need to work on. So Amari's been a great example in regards of just improving as a player.
What stands out about the Bengals secondary when you watch it?
Yeah, I think they're very competitive in coverage. They do a good job at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be a great challenge for us. They do a great job at the top of the routes. They're very competitive. A lot of the balls are going to be contested, so they don't get too far from you, and which is we have a lot of respect for them as a secondary. They have good safety play, so it'll be a great challenge for us this week.
The fact that you guys were able to hit some of the long balls last week, how much does that help going forward in terms of what the defense can expect?
Yeah, I think that anytime you can have explosive plays in the offense, whether it's run or pass, it really helps you greatly. So that's something that we've really trying to build upon, is to be consistent in that area, to have opportunities to make big plays, as well as do a lot of just the details right. I think that's a big emphasis point for the receivers here this week, is just making sure we are on top of our details and and we really own the game plan and do a good job that might include some of those big plays if we do so.